Welcome back to GMP Scenario, presented by PharmaContentLabs.com.
All right, let's set a scene. Imagine you're gearing up for an audit. You decide to check on a corrective and preventive action, a CAPA, that's kind of been nagging at you. You pull it up and the system says it's closed. Phew, right? A wave of relief. But then, something tells you to just double-check the details. And what you find is a massive problem, hiding in plain sight.
And hey, this isn't just some hypothetical story. This happens. A routine check on a CAPA status can uncover something that's seriously wrong. The file is marked complete, everything looks good on paper, but the actual work, well, that's a whole different story. This slide just lays it out perfectly. The huge gap between the official status and what's actually going on. On one side, you've got the system saying, closed, all good, right? But then you look at reality. A critical system change is still pending, and a key procedure isn't even approved yet. The fix, the entire point of the CAPA, simply hasn't happened. So this brings us to the million-dollar question. Is this just a simple paperwork mix-up? Someone forgot to update the system? Or are we looking at something way more serious, a fundamental breakdown of the control system itself? Let's be absolutely clear. This is a control failure, period. The number one golden rule of any CAPA process is that all the actions have to be fully implemented before you even think about closing it. Marking it closed before it's done, well, that creates a dangerous false sense of security, and it basically undermines the entire system.
Okay, so let's really dig into this, because understanding why this is such a big deal is the key to stopping it from happening. We're not just talking about ticking a compliance box. This is about real-world risk to your entire operation and even your reputation. First and foremost, it's pretty simple. If the corrective actions aren't actually done, then the risk that started this whole CAPA is still live. It's still there. You're just as exposed as you were the day the problem was found. That closed status in the system, it's a dangerous illusion.
And this really shows you the immediate danger. The original problem can, and let's be honest, probably will happen again. Why? Because the controls that were supposed to stop it don't actually exist yet. You're basically inviting a repeat failure while your system is telling you everything's fine.
And if you needed just one more reason to take this seriously, here it is. When an auditor or an inspector finds this, they don't see a simple mistake. No way. They see a systemic breakdown. They see weak governance and a quality system that just can't be trusted. And that can lead to some very, very serious consequences.
So you found this problem. Now what? Okay, don't panic. Panicking never helps. But you do need to take swift, decisive action. Let's walk through the 3 essential steps to get this thing back on track, right now.
Okay, step 1 is a no-brainer. Get into that system and reopen the CAPA immediately. This makes the risk visible again to everyone. Step 2, you've got to become a detective. Hunt down the actual tangible evidence that the work is complete, not just somebody's promise. And then step 3, you have to clearly define what done really looks like. Create concrete closure criteria before anyone even thinks about closing it again.
And when I say proof, I'm not talking about an email or a verbal, yeah, it's done. We need hard evidence. Stuff like this: signed-off system change records, officially approved SOPs, training records that show everyone's up to speed, and documented proof that the new process is fully rolled out and actually being used.
While you're fixing this, you need to document absolutely everything. Acknowledge the gap between the recorded status and reality, create a new plan with firm dates and clear owners, make a note of any temporary fixes or interim controls you're using. And, this is crucial, if the risk is significant, you have to make sure management is officially notified. Transparency is your best friend here. Look, fixing one mistake is good, but the real win is preventing it from ever happening again. So let's talk about the long-term strategy. How do we get to the root cause, that pressure to close things out before they're actually finished? And here it is, the number one reason this happens: the pressure. The pressure to have a clean dashboard, one with no overdue CAPAs. Somewhere, someone is more concerned with the metric than they are with the reality of controlling risk. So they close the task just to make the chart look green, all while ignoring the flashing red lights in the actual operation.
Which brings us to the most important point of this entire explainer. If you take one thing away today, let it be this: closed in the system does not mean controlled. Your goal isn't a pretty dashboard. It's a strong, robust control environment. The system is just a tool. It's not the goal itself.
And that leaves us with one final thought.
I want you to take a hard, honest look at your own metrics and your own processes. Is your CAPA dashboard a true reflection of risk management in your organization? Or is it just telling you a convenient story you want to hear?
Thank you for watching. If this helped, like and subscribe. More GMP scenarios coming.